Let me check my mic real quick. Check. Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
We're back. My name's Caesar.
It's Rusty. I'm Rusty.
Yeah, you are. My name's Caesar, and then we have him back. Go ahead.
Your boy Jackjameson.
And this is BetweenPodz, where you come to us when you're waiting on your favorite show to upload. Oh my God, that felt so good. That sounded so good. It hits different when you're right here, bro.
Thank you.
Where you been at?
I was busy. Buying a new house and
you're making moves.
Yeah,
but
getting situated.
This is not about you. This episode is not about you. I'm glad you're back, but this is not about you.
We got a special guest today.
Yes. One time for the, So I wanna give you a proper, smooth introduction.
Yes,
so I was a guest. Obviously, you guys seen the title. You guys already know. But Broke Boys is in the building. Broke Boys from Fresno. One time.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, man.
What's up, guys? My name is Martin from the Broke Boys podcast. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm a little nervous. This is the first time that I was telling Caesar this is different from my element. Usually I'm the one that's asking the questions.
Yeah.
But this is incredible, man. And thank you guys for having me.
I have no problem, man. Fucking, you're in socks right now, so just get comfortable.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I got the Thor socks on, man. Trust me, I'm all comfortable.
So what I want to do is I kind of want to play your intro. Is that cool?
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Okay, so Broke Boys from Fresno. We got to do it. I love your intro song. So it's a must for me to play here that you're a guest now. So for all your, what would you call your, hold on. I think I remember this. Something universe. Oh, I lost it. Go ahead.
The Broke Boys universe?
Was it? Yes.
Broke Boy universe?
Broke Boys universe. I should have had it ready, but I don't, so I'm going to look it up real quick, and we're going to play it. So here we go again. Let me turn it up real quick.
There it is.
It's understood. We flying high, we butterflies. We're good. Messed up on that one. All right, we're
we stick together like we shooting stars, one of a kind. We undefeated, just resign.
The Broke Boys.
That's the intro right there. All right. I don't want to get copyrighted. Nah. So what do you think about that one? Jackjameson?
Yeah, it goes hard, man. About back in the day, I used to make music with my brother and everything, It's always good when there's something original, something good to hear, you know what I mean, and something that's yours, that you guys created, and you know what I mean, and becomes a part of you and everything you do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, big shout out to my boy Ivan for making that Rockstar Turtle. Shout out to Ivan.
Crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? He did me a solid by helping me produce that song, making it. Man, I'm forever grateful for him for that, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Ever since I ran into your episodes, I mean, I said it on yours, but I can say it on mine too. It's just like it hits every time.
Yeah.
Every time I look into your episodes, either on Spotify, shout out Spotify.
Yeah, because that's where I saw. That's where I listened to your guys' episode together. Was on Spotify. Like, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go that day.
Oh, I know. You definitely missed, man.
Yeah.
FOMO for real.
It was a good one, man. It was a good one. A lot of positivity, a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good atmosphere. It seemed like a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
So you're listening and feeling like, being I'm a part of it right there. But
I appreciate it, man. Same here. I can say with you guys. You guys made me feel a part of BetweenPodz.
Heck yeah, man. Well,
comfortable.
You're third guest from the outside world, I guess.
Okay.
Can I? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's because we had shout out Overdress, shout out Mo, and then shout out JJ and Aaron, which we kind of because we worked together with JJ and Aaron. We worked together, so we already knew each other.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't because of work, I don't think we would have met.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. So I consider them as outside guests, even though we already had know them.
Yeah, we knew them. We didn't really know what they were doing, what they were into.
Yeah,
you know, and so that's one thing when we find out, we like to kind of break it down, you know, and you know, dissect, like, you know, where people drew the inspiration from, you know, why they do what they do,
Absolutely.
you know, where they see themselves going, you know, which is something that we should probably do today as well, you know, because I know you guys had an episode on Spotify. This is gonna be the same, different, but because we're on camera, you know what I mean. We got it on video, and you know, I would, you know, like to know like where you guys started doing this, you know what I mean, where everything came from, and you know where you see yourself going with it.
Absolutely, yeah. I love that. Thank you.
And I shout out Spotify because you have a.
Yeah, I got to deal with
Am
that.
I allowed to say?
Probably
deal.
not.
Deal.
Deal.
A deal. My bad. I'm sorry.
We could always edit.
I'll just beep. I'll just get it. You know. So yeah. So shout out to you for that, because that's a major like achievement.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. It takes a minute. You know, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing starting it.
Yeah.
It was just an idea that eventually became a reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it for years. I remember during the pandemic, I don't know what were you guys doing during the pandemic?
Working.
Yeah.
No, it's trying to stay alive.
No, I was working a good job and getting good money, and then they closed our plant because of COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
And then once that happened, they started doing like the COVID checks.
Yeah.
And I was getting fucking hella money from that, dude, because they were just like
lot of
adding
people
on.
were,
Yeah,
man.
they were adding on
Yeah.
so much fucking money to that shit. So that's when I started buying my camera shit, actually.
Yeah.
I started buying my camera shit. I would get big ass checks. I would like just buy cameras, recording like studio setup,
Yeah.
set up a whole little studio, bunch of camera shit. And I really got into that, wanted to make a business out of that specifically, just like based around videography, photography, recording. And then, yeah, dude, fucking once I started working again, I focused back on work. But that's the whole camera shit. I loved it, man. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a passion. And you can tell when somebody's really passionate
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, yeah.
They're driven. They're self-driven. They really want to succeed.
Yeah, that's why I told Caesar, like, I got everything right here whenever you want to use it, because fucking, you know, it's just collecting dust, and he's actually putting it into use, man, doing everything he's doing, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, well, Jackjameson he's actually the one who kind of taught me what a little bit what cameras and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
because I knew what a camera was. It's like, all you gotta do is just point and shoot, press buttons and let it do its thing. But he's like, oh, you gotta. There's levels to this shit. I'm like, well, shit. So let's go. Let's talk about like, happy anniversary, right?
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was another thing I actually wanted to highlight. So 2 years.
2 years, yep. And then 3 years of hard work. So it's incredible how far Broke Boys has came.
hell yeah.
And it's mind blowing, and I love it, and I enjoy it, and I'm always gonna do it, and I have a passion for it. And like I said earlier with the pandemic, that was when the idea started. Because during the pandemic, I was working in the fields.
Oh
So
yeah.
This was before, like, I had no money, living paycheck to paycheck. I think I was off work for like 2 weeks during the pandemic when they announced it. And then after that, it's just like there's no stimulus for me. There's no extra money like that.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go back to work. You have to pay your bills. You have to provide for the family, you know, for my mom and my dad and everybody. Like, I stood up on my 10 toes. Like,
student business.
yeah. So, and at the time, like, my friend groups, they were all like joking and laughing, and we were all just like, we just have so much fun. All we need is just a camera.
Yeah.
Like, vlog the whole
Yeah.
thing, you know, start a podcast, talk about bullshit that we always do.
Yeah.
Might as well, like, get paid for it. We're all here.
Yeah.
You know, and then just that's when it sparked the idea.
You took that step forward.
Yeah. And it's just crazy how far I've made it. You know, it's a manifestation. You look back at it and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then it's the growth. It's the buying the smallest soundboard that you can afford and then trying to grow from it to eventually that you buy the proper equipment to buy the stuff, and then just, all right, evolution. It just continues to evolve. And that's the beauty of this whole process. And you just got to keep it going, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's cool, man. Here, that's one time for you.
Yeah, because it is, I don't know, like, we've done a lot of episodes. I guess you could say a lot of episodes, get them on episodes, whatever, but throughout it all, like, it's been a lot of fun, dude. Like, just a lot of fun, a lot of bullshitting,
Yeah.
a lot of good laughs. I was telling him last time, like, you should do a little clips of, like, all the best times, like, the funniest times. I think for me, it's the funny shit, you know, like, that have randomly been said or whatever, and, like, just fucking make a little video of that, all the best clips. But it is a lot of fun, man. When you really like what you're doing, you know what I mean, and like you guys said, you started doing it just to do it, you know what I mean, and that makes it more, I feel, more authentic than forced. It's not, it doesn't feel forced. It feels real authentic. You know, fucking comes naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the bullshitting part, you know. So, yeah, dude, that shit's always a lot of fun.
Yeah. Just to add what he said, it's like it's been around. I lost track about how many episodes we've done, but what was it? I think I said it last year, where it's like, man, if I can do 100 episodes, I'll be sick. 100 episodes, and then but where are you at on episodes?
I think I'm at 134. I'm on season 2.
Season 2, right? Yeah. And
strictly got seasons over here.
You got seasons, yeah. Because you started just strictly audio, right?
At first, yeah, because I couldn't. The thing is like when you don't know. I mean, I threw myself in.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit, bro. Yeah. Trust me. The camera that I had a GoPro. Yeah. And that GoPro, like, I ran into a lot of issues very early on with it. It would overheat after like 20 minutes of footage. Yeah. Like, it overheats fast. Don't get me wrong. The quality is amazing. And then you lower the resolution trying to make it work. Yeah. And it's still just, it just overheats really quick. Yeah. And I was just like, well, I mean, I can do little clips here and there and try to do that. The social media game has always been a troubling thing just because, like, I'm always working. Yeah. I don't have enough time to do everything at once. So I know that was such a challenge. So when it came to it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus more on the audio version of it because a lot of my listeners and people that follow the Broke Boys, they listen to it rather than seeing it. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, and the majority of my audience was from Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Podchaser, Apple Podcast, of course, and there was like 3 other ones I forgot, but there were, what was it, like Pod Addiction and like just like.
Damn, you're putting me on right now.
Yeah, and it's just like there's different platforms that you just didn't think of, and of course, like, everybody's just scattered all over the place. Yeah. But that's where I knew that's where my audience is at. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna focus more on the audio. Yeah. And eventually I'll come back to the video and I'll get that done.
So you used to do both.
Yeah, I used to do both.
And then when you seen that audio was doing it was more, what do you say? It was not easier, but it was working for you. Yeah, right?
Like, nothing changed. Like, it was still that was my main focus that I think I needed to stop and readjust.
And that was so when did we do? It's been how many months? Like 4 months since.
About 4 or 5 months.
So how long has it been since you got back to video and audio?
That was like a full.
So it was mine the first one, or
it was Rockstar Turtle. I did one with him before I did yours. Yours was the second one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So
because that's when I bought the DJI. Yeah. Yeah, and best investment of my life for sure.
Yeah, I fucking love. I have the gimbal.
Nice.
That I bought for mine, and I love that fucking company, dude. I wanted to get. I remember wanting to get the drone. Mm-hmm. The drones are fucking badass.
Yeah, my boy Chango, he has the drone. He did a whole thing with me.
Yeah, dude. So they're it's a good. I think it's good quality.
Oh yeah.
For what you're paying, it's like, I feel like it gave GoPro and all the other shit competition.
Oh fuck yeah, dude.
So like now everybody's kind of like, all right, let's step up the quality on everything.
Yeah,
but
GoPro was
DJI.
My bad. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good.
I said GoPro was like the only one at top, so that's why they got to a level and they just stay there.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, like, GoPro, there was like certain like drone stuff, and then camera shit, and DJI is just kind of sticking their finger in every pot. They're like trying to be a part of it.
It came out of nowhere. I didn't know anything about the brand, but they got great quality stuff, right?
Yeah, and then that's whenever it goes back to like what I was saying with the whole COVID shit, like It's for me. It was similar how you're saying. I got the Canon, the camera, the EOS.
Yeah.
I got that one because it was like at the time people were doing a lot of vlogs and stuff. It was a good vlog camera.
Yeah.
And then once I got it, then you start running into issues and like it had 4K would crop, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and then you start finding out that you need this needs that, and
you're missing components for this.
Yeah, so you start like getting into issues, and then start really searching everything, figuring everything out. And little by little, I ended up getting an adapter, fucking different lens for that one. But DJI was one of my, like, I really like that shit.
Yeah.
Good investment for sure. Anybody looking to get into anything, go with DJI. Yeah. Your money won't be wasted for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So I know you said something about Chango. That's actually like, do you guys collab a lot?
Yeah, we collab a lot. Chango, I think, was the first creator that I had that was like, he was really like popping. You know, his quality of content is insane. He has multiple different channels. Shout out to my boy Chango.
Shout out.
He's just a great dude, man. And he's so wholesome. And then we grew up around each other. So when that collab happened, he was just like, he was like, I'll bring my camera and I'll post it on my thing, and then do all that. So he was
So you met him through doing this whole thing, or you guys knew each other?
I think I met him more intimate through this whole thing.
Yeah.
But before, it was like we grew up around each other, elementary school, middle school.
Oh, okay. You guys were in like the same circle in a way.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Chango, because I started following him after he did the that video with you at your house.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this guy is tight. So I started following him then, and then I seen, man, he has vlogs too, like cars, DJs, like, man, this guy's trying to do like things that I want to do too. So it's like, it's just cool seeing him.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. You introduced me to somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. Huh?
No. Stay networking, huh?
Yeah.
So for you, it's you started back with videos, and then because when I was for your episode, you were talking about you wanted to do more, get out there, right?
Yeah.
So how has that been since that point?
It's been hard, because I deal with a lot of social anxiety, and I deal with a lot of how can I say it? I just have trouble talking to certain people.
Yeah.
Like I've been a bouncer for years, so like you would think like, oh yeah, you could talk to anybody, but then it's just like, no, it's like when you're at work, you almost like put that work cap on or that work mask on. Yeah. It's a completely different thing than me going and meeting up with somebody random, meeting up and talking to somebody.
Because you have your regulars, right? You go to your I guess accounts, and then you're just like, oh well, I've been here more than that. Yeah. And for me, there's been days where it's like I go there every week, right? Yeah. But there's days where I'm just like zoned out, like I'm not expecting for nobody to like talk to me, and they're like, hey, how you doing? And then that shit trips me. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, I'm good. Or like it takes me like a second to like respond back, because I'm like, I wasn't expecting for anybody to be talking to me.
Yeah. So. And then sometimes I get those accounts that are like, I know I'm never going to get those accounts again. Yeah. And I'll go and I'll just I'll be like, hey, I haven't seen you in so long. I haven't seen you in 3 years. How's everything? How's the kids doing? And then it's like, when you ask like intimate questions, they feel more comfortable, and they feel like more of like, hey, like, go ahead. Like, I'm not going to check up on what you're doing half the time. They trust you.
The trust, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes half the time, like, I don't even know these people. I'm just... I'm just trying to break that barrier.
And it's funny how the irony in it, like being antisocial, and you end up doing the most social.
Right?
You end up falling into that category where it's like you're gonna be talking to people.
Yeah.
As far as like whenever from what you started and everything, like you've had multiple guests, a lot of guests. Or, yeah. And how does that go? You feel always?
I get to meet them. So like for me, the process usually is if I don't know the person, or if I never had an interaction with them, before I invite them to my house, it's like, let me get to know this person. Yeah. Or if they have like social media accounts like me and Caesar were talking about earlier, I'll be able to know who the person is. Just so that way, like, you can come to my house. If not, I'm gonna go to you. Yeah. But for the most part, I mean, it's the process is like I want to meet you first before we do anything else.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, what if they don't like the way I come off, or I don't like the way they come off? You know, you always got to tell vibes by certain people.
We're very private. You know what I mean? Me and my wife, very private. But like for me, Caesar's a person that I trust. So if he was like, you know, like as long as he's good with someone, hey, they're good with me too. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, fucking.
Yeah, well, I said it, man. It's like I'm not. It's like you said. It's like from being antisocial to doing this. It's like how does that even?
Yeah.
The math ain't mathing.
Yeah, because he's the same. He's the same way. Like he's super. Like fucking, when I barely met him, I heard maybe like 2 or 3 words from him for like a fucking year. He wouldn't talk. Like he wouldn't talk to people. He wouldn't talk to anyone. He'd just go to work, show up, do his shit, go home. And he was just quiet, super quiet all the time. Wouldn't talk to anyone, you know, until he wasn't. Once he got comfortable.
Yeah, until I get comfortable, and it's like, oh shit.
Stop talking shit after that.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
But like me, man, I'm the opposite. I'm fucking social as fuck. Like I fucking.
I wish I envy you. I wish I had that ability.
I can talk to anyone. I like talking to people, man. Fucking, you know what I mean? You never know what someone's going through. It feels good to make someone laugh or just fucking, you know, be in a good mood, say some nice shit, be positive, whatever. It says you're going to make someone's days and make you feel a little bit better, too. So that's the way I see it. Like, you know, just be cool with everyone. Fucking always be on good terms.
Damn, dude. You know what? That's a different view now. Yeah, I never really look at it that way, you know, because I keep it. I'm more like we said it. I'm more close, and then I'll be comfortable with like the people in my circle. Like you're in my circle now, and then Jose is Jackjameson. My bad. No, it's like he's now in my circle, so it's like as much as I don't expose myself like that, when I feel comfortable, you'll get to know me for sure. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I feel like being relatable too, it always makes it easier for people to, like, you know what I mean? Like we were cool already, but like fucking he was like, oh, I do podcasts, you should be on one time. He had all the equipment. I was like, I have cameras. Yeah. You know, whenever you want to use them, they're right there. And you'll be like, oh, do podcast, let's do one, whatever. Yeah. But like, you know, we got my boy Stevie I5.
Oh, shout out I5 Frenchies, man.
You know, he's super into like
social media.
Like he does his own thing, and he's like his thing is like networking. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, and he likes this shit too. You know, fucking music, fucking videos, whatever, all that shit. And then, like, you know, just like you, how you're into it, you know, too. You got your own thing going on, your own views on what you like to do, what's better for you and everything. But at the end of the day, everybody's relatable, and it just creates a bridge, you know what I mean, for everyone to connect and be a little bit more cool with each other, you know, like, because, I don't know, like, for me, I think it's weird sometimes, because, like, a lot of people will be shy to talk about the things they like to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've always seen that as, like, it's like some people, you know what I mean? I know some people that do podcasts, some people that run a clothing business. I know some people that fucking collect toys, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then that's what they love to do, but people look at that and they're like, oh, this guy, you know what the heck, whatever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, everybody has shit that they like to do, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't like to talk about the things they like to do around, like, people they don't really know, for I think probably just feeling like judged or whatever. Yeah. And that's something that I think needs to be broken, you know? Like, everybody should be able to do what they like to do and not be judged for it, like, whatever, you know? It's not a big deal. You know, everybody likes to do different shit. Oh, hell yeah. For us, it's this. Yeah,
for sure. So how did you guys get to BetweenPodz? Like, was it like an agreement? How did you guys meet?
Well, the work. We met at work.
We worked together.
Yeah, okay. So nice. I was a driver helper. He was the driver, and they would send us. And long story short, they would send us because we were newer, and we ended up. They always sent me with him. They were like, "Oh, go help this guy, whatever." Yeah. And we started talking shit, like fucking, and then we got along off of talking shit.
Yeah, because it's a long drive from here to 2-hour drive.
Yeah, and then our wives got on good terms with each other. You know, they got cool. We were always hanging out. We started hanging outside of work, And then it wasn't brought up right away, though. Like, you'd think, like, oh, you do podcasts? Like, nah, man, we were hanging out for a while until he mentioned it to me. I didn't know. He had mentioned it to me, and he had showed me. And that's whenever, like, well, I had my setup, and I was like, you could use my stuff, you know? Like, you could use it. It's just collecting dust.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I do photography. I do this. I do that. And that's when he found out what I'd like to do. And then we kind of just like, I was like, you could use my stuff. And he was like, how about we just do an episode together? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I didn't want to at first because I didn't really like, it was the podcasting was not, I wouldn't really even watch podcasts.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that shit blew up from like 1 minute to the next. Like, and then.
Yeah, I hopped in on the late train though.
So like, yeah, fucking, we ended up doing an episode. And it was cool. For me, it was cool. You know, it was a lot of fun. And then just bullshitting. A lot of people don't like what I say sometimes, you know, because I'll say some out-of-pocket shit or I'll say some fucking political views that people don't agree with. But, you know, at the end of the day, I could care less. Dude. You know, everybody has
their own opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have every right to say whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Preach. Yeah. But, yeah, so we ended up collabing. And then that ended up just being a thing, like, hey, let's do episode.
Yeah, I made him my co-host. I'm like,
yeah,
there you go.
I get that. I pretty much ended up being his co-host, yeah. And then as far as BetweenPodz was like, you know, he was like, oh, I want to do something, like, I want to do something that's gonna be like set in stone instead of just like I'm doing this thing or whatever. Like,
yeah.
He had already had his foundation,
gotcha.
You know, and he was just like kind of fine tuning it at that point. And he had the name already, right? It was already BetweenPodz. I thought that was badass because like I was like, why you call it BetweenPodz? You know, and he was like, because everybody has their own podcast that they watch like all the time. But every now and then when nobody's dropped, they could come watch this, you know, and they could watch it in between while they're waiting for the other ones. And then that's, I remember too when he came up, he's like, oh, I want to come up with like a catchphrase or a slogan, something to say at the beginning. And like that's where he got the BetweenPodz, where you come to us.
Who did that? Did I make that up?
You made that up.
See?
I didn't make that shit up.
I'm creative. Yeah, the name, it just came because I like listening to podcasts a lot. Shout out Bueno, shout out IE and Friends, shout out Brown Bag, who else? Shout out La Platica, shout out Broke Boys, shout out Grizzly Talk. You know, like those are all what I listen to.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, if I make my own, I would call it what it is now, because that it literally means like, well, after I'm done with my favorite, I'm coming to this.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, I'm trying to say as humbly as I can, because I could talk my shit, but it's like, no, I mean, because it's like for the longest time I said, it's like, I thought I was alone in this Fresno social media as a podcast.
Same.
Yeah.
But then, you know, shout out Grizzly Talk and shout out you for like, you know, when we linked up and then you showed me like, no, motherfucker, you ain't the only one. Check my stats. I've been here.
Yeah, because I do remember that where he was like, that's one thing that I've always liked about him too. It was never on no hating shit. It was always like, he was like, oh, look, there's these other dudes that do this shit too from here. And he's all like, and he's like brought up like Grizzly Talk, he brought you up. Like he brought up all these other people. And he's all, oh, I'm going to try to hit them up and see if they want to do something or just try to network. And you know what I mean? And it was never like you think like, you think most people would be like, oh, this guy doesn't want to do it better. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of envy, there's a lot of hate, which we always say is like some of the worst traits to have. But that's one of the things I liked about him. It's always like, he was always like, oh, we should try to do something with them, you know? And I always tell him, I'm down for whatever. Like, just let everybody know I say some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
people might not like me.
It wasn't like political shit. I like to talk about political shit because it's crazy what's going on in the world right now. But you know, some people don't take kindly to that. They don't like to hear it. You know what I mean? But I like to hear what other people's opinions are too, dude. My views have changed from what other people have said. You know what I mean? It's always, I feel like it's always good for people to connect and collab and just spread out, and you know what I mean, fucking change somebody's mind by doing something without even knowing it, you know?
For sure.
Well, because everybody can spread, what is it? Spread word or spread information, but it all just depends on how. It doesn't matter if you're trying to spread out positivity.
Yeah.
A different crowd will take it negative and try to spin the narrative.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, not trying to talk political, but it's like, it's just, and it just bringing it back to like the social media is like that too. Like you said, is like it's a hard part, or it's hard to like network with people because you never know what their intentions is.
Exactly. And then here in the Central Valley, from my experience and from other content creators I've linked up with, is there's a lot of people that like to gatekeep. Don't like to share, that won't help one another, and I hate that. I hate that people are so like that, or sometimes they think like, oh, we're better. Yeah. And it's just like, nah, man. Like, and I've said that to Caesar the last time. But it's like, no, bro. Like, you guys can see like, oh yeah, Broke Boys is success, but so are you guys. You guys have a following. You guys have people that listen. That's the most important thing. Is like, I don't want to ever be seen as like, oh, I'm de la high. Like, fuck no. Like, it's not like that. It's all love. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm glad that that I have a following.
Well, just to add to that, remember I called you hella late.
Yeah,
it was like, hey, bro, we're stuck on this, and then
I could have been like, call my manager, didn't I?
It's like, just talk, like, you know, don't bother me, but you actually like answer with video and try to help us out. So it's like, appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
No, that is true. I've seen a lot of that, dude. Like, sadly, but a lot of people do like to gatekeep and fucking. When I was like doing my shit, starting up like photography and everything, there was people that for some reason, you know, that's just the way they are, and they like to keep it like a low kept secret and not have anyone, you know. Oh, I'm gonna be the only one, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, it's good to, you know, to teach something, because you never know when you're gonna learn something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And people that gatekeep, it just they fear the competition because they think they're gonna take their, I don't know, I guess their clientele or their word.
You
know, for the people that kind of gatekeep, because it's like, oh, if I show them the way, then they might just do it better and take my work, and then it just, that's the way I see when people kind of like gatekeep it. Yeah, you know, because me, it's like he said, like I would tell him, like, oh, dude, there's a like Broke Boys, there's Grizzly Talk. It's like, oh shit, hell yeah, like it was never like my fuck. There's more, you know. It was more like hell yeah, like because everything that I listen. I said this before. I sound like a scratch CD. Everything that I listen to is from L.A. And then it's like, L.A. is cool. They had Disneyland, you know, they cool. But it's like, come on, like I'm pretty much a Fresno person. So it's like I would want to see Fresno has its own culture like that as well.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's like, yeah, hell yeah, the more the merrier.
And it does too. It's just now you have more people talking about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know you said that you wanted to do more video, more guests, more vlogs, right?
Yeah.
How are the vlogs going?
The vlogs are going good. I'm surprised at the amount of positivity.
Yeah.
Because like I never wanted my vlogs to be like super long where I lose someone's attention. Yeah. That's why I like keeping it within the 5-minute mark, 6 minutes if I have to push it. And then I have my own style. I have my own montage looking vlog, and I really just do it just for fun. I've always said that I wanted to do it, and then just to have the moment with my girl, just be like, hey, let's go out of town on a day trip. Let's just go.
And that's just an excuse to be like, let's go out, you know?
Yeah.
You know? That's because that's
another expense right
that's
there.
a win-win for you and your girl.
Yeah, of course.
So I also enjoy your vlogs because
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No, thank you for, you know, the content that you put out. But it's like, I know you said you want to push that more. So, and you said you weren't feeling as comfortable. How's that? Your comfortability? How's that?
It's still kind of cringy, you know. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It gets hard. Like I've said it before. As small as this camera is, I mean, I can show it to you. As small as this camera is, I still get intimidated by it.
Yeah.
And I'm a big dude, and there's people that are just like, I've always not fat, but well, I would say like, yeah, I've always been a big guy.
Bone? Is that a better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Like growing up, like my mom and dad, like all my family, they all called me gordo. You know, that was always the thing.
Damn, here comes the trauma.
And it just stuck, and I've always embraced it. I'm just a big dude.
Okay.
And a lot of people
so when you say it's nothing like...
It's nothing personal. I don't think
nothing negative. It's just like...
No. When
giggles
people,
and shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like whatever. Yeah. There's sometimes when people are like, hey, what's up, big dog? And then I'm thinking, are you saying that because I'm
like,
a
hold on,
big
let me
dude?
stop you there.
Or are you saying, you know?
Let's make this clear.
But no, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, vlogging, I get intimidated by it sometimes because then people walk by and they're just like staring at what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's just kind of hard. And then and sometimes I think there was one time that I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was at Handles right here for the ice cream shop by River Park. And I had the camera set up, and this dude's just staring at me. And then I was like, "Fuck!" So then I started talking to myself, just trying to play that I'm crazy, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's like, "Oh, there's a tweaker." Like,
oh yeah.
And that's not normal here in the Fresno area where you like do vloggers or stuff like that. Because I went to Vegas and I took my camera too, and I was trying to vlog or get some content, and then there was couple people just looking at me like, what's going on? And it's like, dude, you're freaking Vegas. You should be used to this. Yeah. And they're like, are you recording? I'm like, yeah.
And I hate when if somebody were to come up to me and be like, are you recording? What are you recording?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh.
Well, it was like a worker where we went to.
Yeah.
I think it's what was called the Sandbox, where you do like the VR, you put the goals and everything. So, and then the guy was telling me, you like showing us how to use things. And I had my camera.
Yeah.
And they're like, are you recording this? I'm like, yeah. Isn't this normal here?
Yeah.
But he just like, I threw him off. Like he couldn't speak for like a couple seconds. Like, okay, well you do this, and he went back to like telling us how to work stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, isn't that normal here? Vegas, one of the biggest cities, and like where a bunch of travelers come. But it's just I take that and then bring it over here. Whereas like then it's not normal here either.
Yeah.
Nah, to me it doesn't really make sense. Like that people even like. I mean, take even stop to notice it, because it's like, I think as long as you're not being recorded, like who cares? You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Just keep on walking. Mind your own business. Like nobody's recording you. You know what I mean? Like I'm recording what I'm doing. I'm recording myself, whatever. But like,
yeah, it's taking a minute for me to get used to it.
Yeah.
And I think the last time we went to Disneyland, me and my whole family, we all went to Disneyland this last time, and it was incredible seeing how many people, and Kat had pointed it out. Kat, my partner, she had pointed it out. She was like, look, all these people have different cameras. All these people are literally vlogging, and no one's saying anything. Yeah. She was just like, just be you, be comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
shout out her.
Shout out Kat. She's my biggest support, and she just really helped me out and like be more of myself and not pay attention to the camera as much.
Yeah. Man.
So it definitely helps out now. I'm still, like I said, still getting used to it. But it definitely helped out. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had, like, a cringe moment listening to you guys' first episodes on audio. Like, you were like, oh, fuck. Is that that's how I sound?
Nah, yeah, fucking, I've done that shit with photos, with videos, you know, go back and look at the shit that I did, and I was like, oh, shit, fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have done that way better. I could have done that differently or whatever, but I don't know. I've always been for me, it's always been like kind of opposite, super comfortable. Like,
that's good.
I'm okay with making mistakes. I know you could always be better. That you're not going to be the best that you're going to be, or like your thing's going to be the most successful, most productive day one. You know what I mean? I know I'm able to I could look in the mirror and be, you know, like happy and not regret, and just understand that whatever I did, you know, it could always be better. But at the end of the day, like I was doing what was best for me, what was fun for me, and what I like to do at the time.
Absolutely.
And you know, like that's how you got it. I think that's a good way to see it. You know what I mean? Like you're doing what you love to do, what you like to do, and you know, like you're doing it in your way, on your terms. You know what I mean? And like maybe you're gonna feel different about it later. You know that I should have done this different, but whatever. Like at the end of the day, you know, do what makes you happy and what you like to do, and you know, fuck what people think.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one that I definitely had to develop is that thick skin. I've always had it because I've had people call me racial slurs. I've had all that shit happen to me. I've got into multiple fights as a bouncer. I've witnessed a lot. So I've had a fucking thick skin my whole life. Even growing up in Fresno, like high school, I mean, you develop that thick skin too.
Yeah. If you're from Fresno, you
know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. So for sure, like I get you on that. I've always had that mentality of like I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say. There's moments where I do catch myself where I'm like overthinking it, but I retell myself like, who gives a fuck what they think?
Yeah, and it's weird too though because like especially with the camera shit, you know, like specifically camera shit, like. Because everybody takes pictures of themselves, of what they're doing, and they post it on social media. Mm-hmm. And, like, they're like, oh, what is this guy doing, you know, vlogging or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, fucking, like, you guys do, everybody's like, you do it on a daily basis. People do it so much that it's become the norm now with social media and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But all of a sudden, you're carrying it on the camera. Now it's weird. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
No, that's true. That's true. What I've been witnessing more is like me and my girl, we go out and we go to a local hole in wall.
Oh,
and then I'll post it and I'll tag it and then they'll like it and then repost it.
Yeah.
LA, same thing. When we went to go watch the Laker game, we stopped by Easy Street Burgers and I posted their burgers. And then they reposted my stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and it's just crazy. Like, oh shit! Like people actually like repost it and like it. Yesterday, I had a rapper that I reposted one of his songs on my page. He liked it, reposted it on his page.
Yeah, that's cool. Shout out to them, man.
Yeah, shout out.
That's.
Yeah, I think once you start, like we do this, like podcast, sit down, record ourselves, whatever. But I've been saying them too, like I would like to go out and talk to people. Like I don't know if you ever seen like River Park, all like the protesters that go out there, and there's always different kinds, like protesting different stuff.
Yep.
And like I always tell them, like I would like to go out there and like not be a dick, and like you know just explain my views and let them explain theirs and why they think the way they are, why they're out there doing those things or whatever. And like, but like I don't know, people get heated, dude. So it would be like I don't know. I think it would be good to see like you know what I mean, like go out there and just see what's going on and talk to people. But you know maybe that could open the door too to going out and talking to people instead of just podcasts, you know what I mean?
Interview on the spot.
That'd pretty much. Yeah.
Well, the new wave right now is streamers.
Oh fuck yeah, it is.
Streamer? Like what's his name? Kai.
Like Kai. Then you got who's
Speed.
I show Speed. You got basically everybody. All these social influencers, they hop on live on Twitch. They stream. TikTok streamers, I mean, you name it. Like that's the biggest source of income, and I don't quite understand it fully. I know that you go on live, you talk, and then there's all these people that are gifting you money and gifting you all kinds of subs, and it's just insane how the world is. Like money just comes out of nowhere, you know.
And we talked about this a couple months back, where it's like, I felt like 2025 was or is the year of making money. It's just like you just have to find that door where you go into and or find that whatever thing that's gonna make you money.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I Instagram had offered me, like I said, I'm not gonna gatekeep. Instagram gives me this thing called a discovery project, and there's people that post from like other companies. Let's say you want to promote your clothing brand.
Yeah.
You want to promote something. They'll give you a description of what they want. They want one reel, one story, whatever it is, and you get paid.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't know that. And then when I saw it, I was like, holy shit, there's people that actually pay for these things, and these are ads.
Yeah.
Like almost.
And well, that's what the streamers are doing too, where they're getting paid to, because they're like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine for like stuff that you're like for Instagram or TikTok. What are you on all platforms?
I'm on all of them. I'm mainly active on Instagram. TikTok, I haven't
pushed it too much?
Really mess with it. I'll post a video here and there. It gets 1,000 views. It gets a few interactions. People save it. But my whole Broke Boys have always been self-love.
Yeah.
Finding yourself, knowing who you are, the struggles between not knowing what you're doing and understanding it. I had these rappers come on the episode, and I told them, I was just like, we can make an entertaining podcast, but we can also give the story behind who the artist is.
Yeah.
Because that's just what I'm about, and I dive deep into that.
That's your recent one?
I haven't edited that one yet, but that one.
But that's the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So keep a look at. We're going to take a break before these cameras get hot, so we'll be right back.
For sure.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit. So I have a game. So I'm going to ask you, Martin, 5 superheroes, and you're just going to rank them from 1 to 5. Okay. Which one? But you don't know who's next, so you really got to think about it.
All right.
All right. So we'll start
1 through 5, 5 being the best, or
one being the best.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
You're gonna what do you say? You're gonna put them on like number 1 being your favorite to the 5 to your least favorite.
All right.
Okay.
But you don't know who's next.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start off with. Damn, I'm not ready for this, but let's start with Iron Man.
Ooh. I'll put him 4th. 4th. Yeah.
Jackjameson.
Shit. Well, it's hard when you know when you don't know.
you don't know what's next. I'm like,
you know what's involved. Let's see. Tony Stark. We're gonna put him number. I say 4. We'll go 4. I'll match it.
Let's go with Captain America.
I'll put him 3rd.
So you like him better than Iron?
I would say yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I feel like he can go. He definitely can beat Iron Man 1-on-1.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I would definitely put him at my number 5.
So what was Iron Man for you?
The 4.
4. Oh, so
Yeah.
you guys 2. So 5 and 3 for.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do. I guess Spider-Man.
Damn.
That would have been my number 5.
Yeah, that's 5.
Like that's
5.
What was wrong with Spider-Man?
I like Spider-Man.
This is getting juicy.
Put up number 3, I guess.
Put it number 3.
I'll put him number 5.
Number 5. Okay, so you got 2 and 1 left, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you have 1, 2. No,
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh shit, both of you, huh?
Both of us.
You better not say some whack ass superheroes.
I know, my bad. Let me think about this one. I guess it doesn't have to be. Let's do. Damn, I'm blanking right now. Shit, because I'm basically saying Marvel freaking superheroes right now.
Superheroes.
Well, there's more than enough, that's for sure, with all the shit they're doing.
Let's go Superman.
That's DC.
That's DC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One curveball.
There's the X-Men are part of Marvel, right? X-Men. There's
X-Men is
X-Men.
Marvel?
There's
Oh,
Deadpool. There's
Oh,
Green Lantern. There's
I
Deadpool.
had it.
I love Deadpool. I think he's funny as fuck. Even aside from the movie, like the other shit from him is badass. Yeah, Deadpool. I'll put him at number 1 just in case you say another.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I would have to put Deadpool in my number 1.
Number 1. All right.
Yeah.
And then finally, we'll throw in. What's his name? I lost his. I guess the guy. What's the? I was gonna say the one with Wanda.
Oh, Vision.
Is that Vision?
Vision.
Yeah, Vision.
Yeah.
You know the red guy, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Vision. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I thought a second I thought you said Wakanda. I was gonna say
That's a
Black
girl.
Panther.
That's a Black Panther right there.
Oh shit, Black Panther.
Have you guys seen all the movies already? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That they're into that.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
it's a girl. That's why I said it.
because I binge watched the Avengers movies.
Yeah,
Met
yeah.
with my son.
Yeah.
God damn, this shit.
There's so much.
Yeah,
man.
it's fucking like just strictly the Avengers one. It took hella long to finish. Just those couple of movies. Like, what was it, like 3 or 4, whatever?
Yep.
Yeah, the one that I like is the one with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
When they meet, whatever.
Yeah,
that one, that shit was funny. But
Nice.
But goddamn, dude, there's so much now. Like the shows, the movies, and everything, and then to watch them in chronological order. I think I seen a short on YouTube of some guy saying that it takes like I think 2 months if you want to watch it everything that's came out and watch it in chronological order. Like you'll be watching it for 2 months. Like
I believe it, man. If you're watching like one show or one movie a day or something, yeah it's gonna take you about 2 months. But if you binge it, it should take you about like 3 weeks.
He's like, that's a lie. Did it in 3 weeks.
Before that, it used to be like a week.
Yeah.
To catch up to the end game, like the last one.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what's your favorite one from the Avengers?
From the Avengers movie, it had to be Infinity War, because that one was originally gonna be like the last movie franchise. Like they weren't even gonna continue it. That's the one when he snaps his finger. And disappears.
Yeah.
So that's supposed to be the last one?
That one was supposed to be the last one. Up until I think they renewed it with Disney, and then they were like,
well, they're trying to squeeze all the money out.
They were trying to extend it, and the original directors, the Russo brothers, they were the ones that were like, we've ended it perfectly. Like, but if you guys want to redo it, then I guess we could redo it.
So them bringing everyone back or whatever, that was when Disney took over, or
no? That was like them getting like the extension, like more funding, more money.
Yeah, dude, fucking.
What's your favorite part? Or I guess.
Honestly, I was never really into like the Marvel stuff, but I've always every now and then they made something that I've liked. You know what I mean? Like for me, I like the Deadpool movies a lot. The Deadpool movies are for sure. I always watch those. Those are fucking funny. But I don't know if it's the movies or just that guy. That motherfucker is perfect for that role.
Ryan Reynolds.
Motherfuckers, he plays the same person in every fucking movie. He's in every movie he plays this shit.
I think that's his gimmick. Like he doesn't goes off script all the time.
Yeah.
Like all his things all improv. Like he does not.
Yeah, and it's funny as fuck, man. Out of pocket.
Yeah, fuck.
But I really like that. I watched the Avengers movie. I did like them. I watched them with my son. And we just binge watched all of them. I think it was on one of my days off, like the whole day. I think those my 2 days off that I had back to back. We watched all the movies and it was just fucking. I tried watching the shows and stuff. Couldn't really get into it. I think the other stuff.
Shows?
There's fucking shows.
There's a shit ton of shows.
Like each character has their own show or fucking movies or whatever. And then I watched the Captain America one, the Civil War. I like that one. Yeah. If I were to choose one, I think I would choose that one. That one was pretty.
That's a good one.
That one was cool. The Civil War one.
Is that the one where Iron Man
and Captain America
go at it?
Yep. Nice. That's the one. That's a good one.
Yeah, because for me, it's like, I don't know if you ever seen like the Yellowstone shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like all of Taylor Sheridan's shows and his movies. So like fucking Yellowstone, Bass Reeves, what's it called? Fucking that dude Hawkeye from he has a show with that dude Taylor Sheridan too. I forgot what it's fucking called, but Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah.
But good show. That's what I like, all that shit right there.
Yeah.
But as far as like Marvel and everything, fuck, they've done so much. It's like hard to keep up with. At this point.
Yeah, it is, man. It's so hard. And even the shows, I think now they announced like from now on the shows are not going to be correlating with the movies. Because before it used to be you have to watch the shows before you get ready to watch this movie, and it's just like nah. Like now I think they realize that shit's too much.
Yeah.
To be watching the show then watching the movie, then it's just like. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, because then you just got to keep thinking that what did we
left
off?
Yeah. Because then if not, you're left with these cliffhangers and you just don't know what's going on.
Do you think they've like derailed like kind of like Star Wars did, or
a little bit, yeah, for sure. I think it was for them to get Robert Downey Jr. back. I think it was definitely like a Hail Mary, like almost like trying to get back their money because they lost a lot of money, and then obviously like Jonathan Mayers, who was gonna be the next big villain. He got arrested for domestic violence.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. He was supposed to be that one. What's the villain called?
Kang.
Yeah, Kane. Kane the Conqueror or whatever, right?
And then then obviously when he was going through court and he got arrested for it, they were like, nope. Disney cut ties.
That's not a good.
Yeah. Yeah, but then he went to court and he was proven innocent, like with everything that was going on.
Damage is already there.
But then it's just like he lost.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen that guy in that Creed movie.
Yeah,
Nah, he was good. He was that one was good. Nah, but
he's a good actor.
I asked because like I was super into like all the Star Wars movies growing up, and then like I really liked all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
and I feel like they derailed so bad, dude. Like all their shit now is just like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Oh, with all these shows?
Yeah, it's a lot of like I don't know.
You think they're just like trying to milk whatever they can get?
Yeah, I just
Squeeze all the money.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just like they're trying really hard to push these agendas, and like it's like don't push the agenda. Just like the show was when they made the movies and stuff, it wasn't even made like everybody was like this shit's gonna be a flop. Like if you look it up, all the Star Wars movies, everybody's like this shit's gonna be a flop. Like these guys are fucking weird. What are they doing? Like space and aliens and shit like that. And that's how everybody saw it, and it ended up being like hugely successful. And then George Lucas sold it to Disney, and it just fucking derailed after that. Because I watch it, and like I remember seeing videos on YouTube too about the lightsaber fights.
Yeah.
And then how they were back then, like dudes getting their heads chopped off, arms chopped off, burned up, like. And then now it's like they're just like
it's none of that.
They're just like hit once or twice, and they're like,
The what do you call that? The Force? You're using the Force?
Yeah. So I feel like the Marvel shows are kind of derailing, but I don't think the movies are yet. Does that make sense? Like I feel like they're still on a good path with the movies. They can still.
Yeah.
You know, keep it good and everything, but I feel like the shows are definitely fucking derailing. But don't get me wrong, they do have some good shit still coming out. Yeah. But we'll see where it goes.
So he said Star Wars. How do you feel about Star Wars?
I really don't fully know completely of Star Wars.
Yeah.
My cousin always has tried to explain it.
Yeah.
It's just I've never. He's tried to sit me down to watch them.
Yeah.
And it just gets hard for me to sit there and concentrate.
Get into it.
So let me ask you this: what about Lord of the Rings?
Oh, fucking!
I don't remember him. I watched them as a
Lord
kid, but I don't remember him.
Yeah, my wife calls me, and she's every time I talk about it, she calls me a nerd because like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. I like Lord of the Rings a lot. I have all the movies, all the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. I have all of them.
Okay.
And I watched the show Rings of Power. Rings of Power.
Is the Hobbit the one before the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, the Hobbit first.
It's like the origin story of it?
Yeah, so like.
But that one came after the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and then they made the show called The Rings of Power from Prime. It's like a Prime exclusive show.
Yeah.
That one's on Prime. The Rings of Power, that's before everything. So if you get into it, you watch the show. Then you watch The Hobbit, and then you watch The Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha.
And that's the chronological order.
Okay.
So it's safe to say that you're picking Lord of the Rings over
everything, for sure.
So
for sure.
How about, well, shoot. Okay, let me ask you. If you had to pick, hold up.
Harry Potter?
Star Wars or Lord of the Rings and whatever else.
Oh, like to watch between those two?
Yeah, you have to pick one of the two.
I think the Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so now Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, hands down.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Harry Potter's better than.
I was gonna ask you the same thing.
Harry Potter's better. We have all the movies and all the books.
So from what was it? From Lord of the Rings and what was it? I forgot.
Harry Potter.
No, the other one.
Star Wars?
Star Wars.
It would be Harry Potter, then Lord of the Rings, then Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm a Harry Potter guy also. And then, I don't know, I never really fucked with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you got to, dude. That shit's sucking.
So how do you guys feel about Harry Potter getting a new start, like a fresh start? Did you see that?
No, not yet. Fill me in.
So I think...
Pause.
I think it's Max. I think it's Max.
Max? Oh.
They're releasing a new Harry Potter series.
Oh,
like
shit.
starting it all over. It's going to be like a TV series.
Shit, like a new timeline?
Yeah, like no, it's a new Harry Potter, a new Hermione, like
what
they're restarting.
Oh, just like a remake pretty much?
Yes, but it's all going to be a TV show.
Oh, shit, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Because I like Harry Potter. I didn't like Fantastic Beasts. I have them.
Okay.
I have them, and I gave them all a shot. Valid. But I didn't like them. I hated the fact that in the first minute or two of the last Fantastic Beasts movie, which is like the what's his name? Was it Dumbledore?
Okay, yeah.
I was like, they got a good actor for him. I forgot the dude's name, that British dude, whatever. I was like, this might be good, you know, because it's about Dumbledore, and Dumbledore's a badass motherfucker, and then in the first 2 minutes, it was like, I've always loved you, and he's like gay, and it's like you find out like, really, like first 2 minutes, and Dumbledore's gay, like what the fuck just happened, dude? I don't know, it just threw me off, like. You know what I mean? It goes back to what I said. Like, it doesn't have to be. Just keep it about what it was about, you know, about magic and shit, whatever. But I don't know. I would like to see something new from Harry Potter for sure. I would like to give it a chance. I hope it's good because, you know, that'd be cool that they start remaking it.
Yeah.
So, what about that one, though? Have you heard of that one, Thunderbolts?
No.
That one was a good movie.
So what's that one about?
That was just about the new franchise of Avengers that they're coming together. That one just picks up with literally what gets left off of Scarlet Witch's, or not the Scarlet Witch, I'm sorry, the Black Widow's sister. It's just the franchise of them of like continuing the new set of the next generation.
So it is same timeline type shit, or
it's like the current timeline, what's going on, right. And then it's also setting up for the next big Avengers movie. In that movie, I think it did talk about a lot of like mental health, like hey, you're not alone, and like the Void is the evil being in the movie. So they do. I will admit, I got triggered in the movie theater. Because I think they talked about like domestic violence in one scene, and like if people who know me from my podcast, like I get really triggered by anything like that. So that they talk a little bit of that, of like, hey, you're not alone. Like if you need help, like we're there for you. Yeah, it hits deep for sure. Yeah, and then obviously like the end of the trailer, no spoilers, but it sets up for the upcoming Avengers movie.
Oh, all right. That goes back to that. What was it, men's mental health?
Oh yeah, shout out men's mental health. You know, like so I did. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, we always talk about it always.
Shout out Men's Mental Health Month, but also like give respect to the LGBTQ plus. You know, I know that they want to own the month. But we as a man,
we take it back this month.
It's like
this is our month,
men's mental health. So shout out to all the men out there.
Yeah, like we always say, dude, it's more important because fucking guys, you know, tend to just keep all this shit in and deal with it in very unhealthy ways. So yeah, you know, we would like to be part of breaking that cycle and fucking.
Hell yeah, breaking that generation.
Even just being there for each other as boys and going to do shit, whatever, you know, but. Like,
and if you haven't checked up on your boys, give them a call. Let them know, hey, bro, how you been? Just a little checkup. It don't hurt nobody.
Yep.
Yes, sir. And then, I mean, like, that's crazy how your anniversary came, and it's men's mental health, because that's literally what you're all about.
Yeah, that's all what BrokeBoyz is. Self-love.
That's crazy, huh? Shout out to you at one time. Yeah.
And do you feel like that was something that from the beginning you're like, I'm going to base it around this, or it just ended up being that as more you talked about it?
I love that question that you said that. It ended up being that way. Yeah. Because at first it was like, I do it for entertainment, but then at the same time, like I think early on in the podcast episodes, I was talking about like, hey, always look out for yourself and look out for the people that you love. I've always stood on that of like, hey, be there for the people that you love, and you know, always know that you're not alone. Yep. I've always said that, and I think it hit me more when people were reaching out to me and texting me like, dude, like, you know, you allow yourself to be vulnerable in a platform where some people who used to see me and be like, bro, like, yeah, this isn't you, like, holy shit, like, and they embraced that vulnerability. And one interaction that I always talk about was I was at the gym, and a guy that I know, he came up to me. He was just like, dude, I'm listening to your podcast right now, and I just want to say thank you for literally allowing yourself and opening up yourself to what is going on in your life. And those are beautiful feelings. I love getting those messages when people say like, thank you for what you've done and allowing yourself to be open. I had one this morning, and this dude sent me a whole paragraph.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Shout out
because
to him.
I asked because like we never were like we're gonna talk about that type of shit. Never. It was just like we're gonna come on here, we bullshit, we talk about whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about politics. He talks about like things that are trending, shit like that. But more than often, it gets brought up. It always gets brought up, and it's just like we do get into it. You know, in the other episodes, like there is a lot of parts where we talk about it all the time because, like it's weird just how that became a norm for men to just be like closed off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that is normal, and that's in society it's looked as like, oh, that's all right, you know, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But you know, like I think it does need to be, that cycle for sure needs to be broken. You know, like fucking people just thinking like, oh no, it's all right, you know, fucking I'll deal with it or whatever, because you know, I was really bad at it before. Now I'm not so much, you know, fucking you know, my wife really snapped me out of that, but at the same time, you know, it still becomes like a second-hand nature or whatever, just fucking natural to just be like, fuck it, whatever, I'll just deal with it later, I won't say anything, whatever, you know, just hold it in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as men growing up, we were always taught like, hey, man the fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't fucking cry. Don't.
Yep.
Like I'm a victim to that, because I remember my dad would always be like, hey, no eres hombre.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like that.
Yep.
And, you know, in some sort of ways, the toxic masculinity is a good thing to exhibit, because it's taught me, like, hey, you work through the pain, you work through all this stuff, but knowing that there's a problem and acknowledging it and talking about it is another big thing of, like, hey, you know what? I am able to talk about it with no fear, because I think that's the main thing, that a lot of people have fear of judgment.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys, like, I feel like that a lot of guys don't really open themselves up because they feel like, nah, that's just a sign of weakness or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, I understand it.
Yeah.
But I think being vulnerable and opening yourself up is the, like, strongest thing that any man can ever do.
But I think you have to hit a certain point to like to accept it, and then that's when you realize like, no, like I passed that level to where I can now spread awareness or just support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because in my household, with my wife and my kids, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I got a 2.5-year-old son. But like the way we do it with my daughter is like there's not really much discipline in this house as far as hitting. We don't, but we talk, and even though we don't like to hear some of the shit, we make sure that she's able to tell us all the time. So she's honest with us, and she tells us a lot more and a lot of like stuff more than you think that a kid would want to, you know.
I'm comfortable.
But it's like that's why we don't really choose to go the hitting route, because it's working for us, you know what I mean? Like, at least she tells us, and I didn't grow up like that. Well, I didn't, you know, for me it was just like my dad was like, you know what I mean? Like, just, you know, I've never seen my dad cry. Never. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if I can, I know for Caesar's, you know, talked about it before. Same thing, his dad was like not very, like, you know what I mean? I grew up different. I fucking hug my kids, everything, give them, you know, kiss my son, fucking, you know, tell my daughter I love her, shit like that. But kind of just trying to break that cycle within my own family. Can't do it with the rest of the world, man. Everybody's gonna move at their own pace, but for sure within my family, it's like not just men's, but everybody's, you know, mental health. My wife's, everybody. But
well, I always said, and it's like it's hard to show something that you were never taught.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's crazy because you have to teach yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
You have to teach yourself to know, like, hey, you know what? I need to soften up my tone. I can't be aggressive as much. I have to be, you know, more understanding, and that's something that I've learned too. Is like before, like I was always aggressive. I was always angry with something, and it had nothing to do with anything personal. It was just the demeanor that I grew up with. You know,
it was all in your head and your mind, huh? Yeah.
And it's just like I felt like the anger was just like a fortress of like protecting myself.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Feel that.
I did,
But shout out to all the men that are still here, alive, and working on their own shit.
Yes, sir.
you know, 'cause it's hard. A lot of people take the easy way out thinking it's the best, but, you know, sometimes you leave people left behind hurting.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
Very true. And they think everybody has the same shit, thinks, oh, this world's better off without me. But, you know, if that was the case and everybody thought that way, then there wouldn't be a world to fucking live in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody has a small part in this big world. And, you know, it's fucking, sometimes you just gotta play the hand that you're dealt, and shit might be tougher for other people, you know, but you just gotta, you know, it's always going to get better, and you gotta take in the good with the bad with the good, because, like I said before, if there was no bad shit that happened in your life, you wouldn't be able to tell what the good things were, so.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
That's so good. No, that shit hit.
That I want to ask you, like, I think I've asked these, we asked a couple people, but like for people that are looking to get into what you're doing, what would be your advice to them? You know what I mean? Things like either things that you've learned, things that you would say to do different or whatever. Like, you know, like what would be your advice to someone that wants to do what you do?
Dang, that's a deep question. For that, I would say just throw yourself in doing it. There was no guide, there was no anything like mentor or anything like that. Yeah, I just literally just dove right into it, not knowing what the fuck I was getting myself into, not understanding all the things, not knowing how to edit properly. But when you dove into it, you really just find, like you were saying earlier, you learn through the trials and the errors.
Yeah.
And I would just say just to have no fear. If this is something that you want to do, whether it's just being a voice or content creator, literally anything that you want to do in this content world or content creation world, just do it. Don't be afraid. Don't worry about what other people are going to say or what they're going to think, because it's not their life, it's yours. Do it with passion. If this is something that you like to do, then do it. Don't forget that it is something that you love to do, because I think a lot of people make that mistake of like, oh, I have to record again, or I have to make.
Yeah.
No. It has to be. It should be fun. It should be something that you enjoy doing and you're excited to doing it. Don't forget it. Most importantly, I think you need to find your purpose. I've always said my purpose in this world is to be an impact in this world, no matter how big, no matter how small. And even if I'm doing it with this, or if I'm just going out and interacting with some people, like I'm always going to make sure that I leave an impact, no matter how big, no matter how small. Yeah. So that's my advice to all you guys. Don't give up on your dreams either. Don't let nobody else discourage you from it. Just do it. Live your life. It's your life at the end of it. And if it doesn't work, then you didn't.
Try harder.
Yeah. Try again.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah. Good question.
No, yeah. You know, it's like, because I feel like a lot of people sit down, or whoever does watch this, you know what I mean? Sometimes people need to hear it, you know, like, I think like, oh, well, I can't do that. Like, well, I don't know where I would get started, or like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't realize like this wasn't something that we're like, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to go all out and we're going to get a loan and just pay for everything up front. Like, nah, it's just like little by little things come together.
Yeah.
But it all started off just like, you know, I'm going to do this shit. Fuck it. Just do it to do it. You know, and like, yeah, so that's why I asked, you know, like, well, what advice you would give? Because you never know. Someone's out there watching that wants to do the same shit.
Yeah, and if you really put your mind into it, I mean, you guys know me a little bit more. Like, I work 2 jobs and I'm always constantly working. It's like I don't have that much time. I have to edit, I have to post, I have to be doing everything all on my own. But I still find the time to do it.
Yeah.
If I can find the time to do it and I have all these things, you can too.
Yes, sir.
It's just it's all in the mental game. It's your mentality. It's your mindset. And if you really want to achieve it, you're gonna achieve the world just by doing it.
Yeah.
And like I said, like I have such a busy schedule. I always have to manage my time. I always have to manage seeing my family, seeing my girl, and like it's hard. It's hard prioritizing a lot of things, and then it's just like fuck. I have to do my content, and then separating all that. And still have enough time to have for family, have enough time for myself. But for the most part, it's I'm passionate about it, and I always make it work.
Yeah. And then another thing too, like I know for Caesar, and like I don't know if it could be for you too. You know what I mean? Same shit, but I know for Caesar, he loves to collab with people. He loves to like meet new people, and you know, like I think it's safe to say that if there's anyone out there that is starting off, or even someone that's been doing it for 10 plus years or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to reach out, right? And you know what I mean? Let them know.
Yeah.
Because you never know. There are people that want to collab with you, and they're just like thinking about it, like, nah, he's not hit me up, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing big things, and people are seeing that, and they're watching, they're listening. And, you know, maybe some people want to be a part of it, dude. So,
well, yeah, it's like this is like the first podcast in like 3 months. So it's like, I know, shout out Moneyline Barbershop. It was supposed to be a whole episode, but it turned out, I want to say personally, it turned out better the way it came out for them to be I mean, they already had their exposure, but just help them out that much more. So shout out to Moneyline Barbershop. And then, no, thank you, too, for coming out today, you know, taking your time.
Thank you for having me, man.
I know you're a busy man, you know, so it's like, I appreciate you being here and bringing all your knowledge and everything that comes with you.
I appreciate that. No,
and you too, Jackjameson. Thank you for everything.
It's your world. I'm just living in it.
No, thank you. Thank you for inviting me, and you have a lovely home. Thank you for
thank you, bro. Thank you.
Because I know it takes a lot, you know, to trust somebody. And
I
really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, really for sure, bro.
Yeah. So, Martin from Broke Boys, man. This is a spotlight right here. Anything you want to say to my viewers, and then obviously your viewers? I'm sure they're gonna be right here watching
tuned in,
us too.
I hope so. Yeah. One thing that I do want to say is go ahead and continue checking out BetweenPodz. Caesar and Jackjameson are wonderful people. They're great. Also, special shout out to Moneyline Barbershop. You guys are all incredible. Getting to know you guys more and seeing your guys' little background, like, that was incredible. Good job, Caesar.
Thank you.
And thank you guys, and thank you again for everybody that has been supporting the Broke Boys, and I hope that you guys can come over here and continue supporting more people locally. And I'm going to do everything I can to continue growing and helping out others and collabing with others. So again, thank you guys, man.
Thank you. Yeah. So this is episode from Broke Boys from Fresno.
Sir.
My name's Caesar.
It's your boy Jackjameson.
And then this is BetweenPodz, where you come to us. You want to get
your favorite show
to upload.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
Broke boys from the hood, we on them missions, understood. Won't catch us lacking, we that good. We always winning like we should. We flying high, we butterfly up to the sky. No way you catching us good.